Well, Lesotho does look to be on track for a peaceful election come this weekend. This after a regional summit in Pretoria boosted security arrangements for the national elections. Ntakwane Ngatana is in Maseru and we chat to her now. Good afternoon and thank you for your time on the PM News Desk.
Good afternoon, Kashmir.
Well, it's just 4 days to go. Describe for us the political atmosphere and the security situation in Lesotho right now.
Well, Kashmir, you will know that the security in terms of the police will be boosted by SADC going to the election. About 475 police officers from various member states of the SADC bloc will be deployed in Lesotho. And this has been welcomed by both sides, if you like, of the political divide here in Lesotho, those that were unhappy with the security situation, the side of Prime Minister Ntakwane, and the side of Deputy Prime Minister Mutija Meking, some of the people that we spoke to, saying that a neutral force perhaps will lend itself to a more conducive summit for elections in Lesotho. Now, when we speak to members of political parties, all of them are saying that, well, our party is going to win this time around and it's going to win an outright majority to form a government on its own. Those sentiments are supposed coming from the coalition phase that we're coming out of, people not really preferring that, but you can almost feel that parties have aligned themselves, even if it's not formally, you know who they're aligned to or who they're allied to, and who they're allied to form a coalition with should it be required post-election. And the mood is really geared towards elections. People are now accepting, especially with the advance voting that happened at the weekend, people accepting that this coming weekend are going to elections and that they are indeed happening in Lesotho.
Ntakwane, the SADC observer mission we know is already in Lesotho. There are 74 observers in the country's 10 election districts. How visible are the observers in Maseru where you are, Ntakwane?
Very visible, Kashi. Over the weekend when we went to various political rallies, the last political rallies that you're talking about, we saw many of them sitting in with the crowds and listening in quite intently. Now, those from Botswana obviously will understand the language because most of it is done in Lesotho. They'll be translating to the others who come from countries that don't quite speak the same language. But of course, other people also translating to those that don't understand the language in Lesotho. But that is the visibility that we see. And a lot of them we see almost all the time, really, at the Independent Electoral Commission when I went there this afternoon. And a lot of them were there. And you see them engaging with each other also, observers from the African Union, engaging with SADC observers, and engaging with observers from the Electoral Institute of Southern Africa, ASA, that are here in Lesotho, and the Commonwealth observers as well. So there is a lot of visibility of observers. Also, local observers from local NGOs, the Transformation Bureau Center, the Lesotho Council of NGOs, we saw them quite visible also in the advance voting that happened at the weekend. So there are a lot of observers that are observing this election. Question?
Ntakwane, the onus is on the Basotho to try and resolve their differences by themselves, between themselves. But what are the expectations of the ordinary Basotho? What do they want to see happen with these polls? Or what do they want to see happen differently after these elections?
Kashmir, I think you are echoing the words of Minister Ntakwane Ngatana when she launched the SADC mission here. She said the SADC Observer Mission is here to really walk Basotho through their festival of democracy, to celebrate with them and to ensure that the democracy that they want really happens in the country. And people really feel that also when you speak to them, they feel that the election was the right thing to give people the voice to decide who they want in government, obviously with the challenges that the previous coalition government had. They feel that going back to people and ensuring that the voice of the people is the one that decides what eventually happens, was the right thing to do. And when you speak to ordinary people on the ground, they really welcome this move, even though it was unprecedented. It was too early, it was not election, and a lot of them were unprepared for an election, but a lot of people feel that perhaps this is the right way. And as I've said, members of parties and supporters of parties, each one wants their party to be the one that wins a majority, at least they hope that it will.
Thank you, Ntakwane, for your time on the PM News Desk.